Are there any sites we can't fix? Yes, there are. So occasionally we'll get a site that we just can't fix. And usually that site has one of a number of issues. Let me talk you through them. So if the site is running on a Windows server, we pretty much can't help you at all. So WordPress is designed to run on a Linux server. It's not designed to run on Windows. It can be made to run on Windows, but it's kind of hacked in there, and it's just from a performance perspective. If you're from a broader commercial perspective, site speed is really important. So from the more broader business perspective, you just shouldn't be running WordPress on a Windows server. So if you're on Windows, we can't really help you because a lot of the optimizations actually happen at that bottom level, the bare metal server level. And we just can't do those things on Windows. So if you have a Windows server, we really can't help. If you are running a WordPress multi-site setup and it's a very complex multi-site, so multi-site isn't great for performance. If you're a performance purist or performance is key, then the site should really be just a single WordPress site, not on a multi-site network. So it's tough to help if you're on a large multi-site network, because a lot of the changes we make are at the base multi-site network level. So the changes we're making will affect all sites in the network. So in some cases where it's a complex or a big multi-site setup, we might not be able to help you. Where there is quite often we can't help if there's a problem with the server the site's running on. So if you're running on a VPS and that VPS has issues, we really can't. We just don't have the scope to get into the Linux configuration. So it's poorly configured, or the Linux operating system is badly configured. That can have a downstream effect on the website speed. So if the VPS is just not set up properly, then the solution there is to move the hosting. So in that case, we'd probably recommend a business speed fix. But we can't really fix the website until we fix the server. And the solution there would be to move to a better configured VPS, or a VPS that has management with it. What else do we have? So if your website has too much traffic for your hosting plan, there's not really much we can do about that. You need to upgrade the hosting plan. So quite often we see sites are capping out their traffic quota, so they're using too much bandwidth. So then the host is limiting the bandwidth, which slows them down. So in that case, usually the solution is to upgrade the hosting plan so you have more quota or allocation. In some cases, we've seen people running on a VPS or a private server where the server just doesn't have a fat enough internet connection as well, or internet pipe. So the pipe really needs to be big enough to support the number of simultaneous users you have on it. So if the pipe to the server is big enough, then there's not really much we can do at the WordPress level. The solution there is to upgrade the pipe to the server so it has enough bandwidth to serve all the users at once. Other issues we kind of come across is where there is an IT department. So bigger companies in particular have an IT department who are managing the IT assets. So the website kind of falls under that umbrella. So in some cases, the IT department wants to host on Windows or wants to host on a server internally. And generally, IT departments don't make decisions that are best practice from a broader commercial or marketing standpoint. So they're not really commercially motivated. So quite often they're not, they want to do what IT guys do, and they don't want to kind of, do what's best for the business from a commercial perspective. So sometimes those internal IT controls kind of roadblock us, and we may not be able to help if that's the case. Other instances where we might not be able to help, if you've had really custom development work done, so there's a huge amount of customization, or you have custom code or custom plugins that are doing something really outside the box that WordPress isn't designed to do, or just requires a lot of server performance. In a lot of cases, we just can't. There's no way to work around that. If the code does a lot of work, then in some cases we might not be able to speed it up. We do have a guarantee with the speed fix, so if we can't fix you up, we basically give you your money back. So there's really no risk. If we come across one of these problems, then we'll walk you through the situation, advise what the best approach or plan of attack is, and if we can't kind of solve the problems or get through it, then we're happy to refund you. If you're not sure, if you have a question before you order, just drop us an email. It's on there on the page, and just give us some information about your particular situation or server or website or whatever, and one of the guys will come back to you with more details.